Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you're trying to get into the real estate game, I'm going to tell you the easiest American Express cards you should be using to get into the real estate game, all right? And here's the thing about it. I would tell you, if you are not sure in terms of real estate, I would say get into it through fractional real estate. So what that means is that instead of you buying a whole, trying to figure out how to buy a whole apartment complex by yourself, you go in with partners or other people and they do it on a fractional. Now, some of the companies that are out there that will let you do it on a fractional is Fundrise. So like with Fundrise, all you need is like $10 to get into the real estate game. All right, so you're not talking about a whole lot of money, but you can I would say this: you can invest more. All right, but that's their minimum. Okay, and so your average return on fractional real estate, your returns is usually going to be between 2 to maybe 15% return on them. But at the same time, it gets you in the mindset of investing anyway. And because of these platforms, you can also go to platforms like reiclub.com. Now, reiclub.com, what they do, they have like attorneys on there. They have like real estate investors and stuff. So say that you have good credit, right? And you trying to buy in a certain location, say you're trying to buy in Houston, Texas or whatever, they have different groups that you can meet up with and stuff where they may have access to a piece of real estate, right? And they may have underwriters and stuff where you just have good credit and where you all can just partner up to do it. But make sure you get paperwork. Don't ever do, I don't care if it's with a family member, do not ever do any type of word of mouth deals with nobody. Don't put yourself in that situation. All right. And I'll tell you, I would not use a pass-through company to do it either. I would actually set up a corporation, not an LLC, especially because if that partner on that LLC, the liability, child creates a liability, it can pass on through them, it can pass on through your company. So that's the reason you have to be very careful when you're talking about like trying to do a partnership with somebody. Well, they may be a good person, but that doesn't mean that liabilities don't happen. Okay, and so you don't want to put yourself in that position and lose everything. That being said, another one of the fractional real estate companies is Arrive. So Arrive, all you need is at least $100 to start. All right, so that's a good one. Happy Nest, Nest, is $10. Now, you also have Honey Bricks. Honey Bricks is mostly commercial property and stuff like that. And you have to start with $1,000. Now, here's the thing I'm going to tell you. If you're going to get into the real estate and you're starting with $1,000, then what I would do, I would go over to bidforassets.com. The reason is because the government puts a lot of their like tax liens, a lot of other property and stuff on there and land that you can get real cheap. Okay, if you starting at $1,000 investment, that's where I would go. So that way you can actually get a house for like $1,000 or whatever, or a piece of land for $1,000, something that's real cheap, right? And so the key, like I said, with American Express is that being able to get the American Express cards and stuff like that and under your business name, and then letting your money from the American Express card buy these properties so you can have some type of assets under the company. All right, now that being said, another place where you can get some cheap land or a piece of property, you can check out USA.gov. USA.gov, they have a lot of piece of property on there. You can also type in, what is it? I think it's not county records, but it's like land records. Type in your city land records or something like that. And what it does, it actually will give you, and anybody that's familiar with what I'm talking about, what it does, it gives you like all the pieces of real estate that the county and the city owns, and you may be able to buy that property cheap as well, depending on where the location is. So that's also a place where you can look. You also have GSA.gov, and then you have HUD.gov, HUDhomes.gov. All right, so those are some places that you definitely should be taking a look at in terms of trying to get into the real estate game. Now, in reference to the American Express cards, your easiest American Express cards that I would say is your revolving cards. Now, here's the reason why I would tell you go after the revolving cards, because with the charge cards, if you spend $1 on a charge card and it reports, what it does, it drops your, it increases your debt to income ratio. Even $1 on the charge card. So that's the reason I tell people you have to be very careful with the charge cards. Now, with the charge cards, you do, with American Express, they do have a component in it where you can say, hey, I want to spend $10,000, and then they'll put that separate $10,000 on like a monthly payment plan, like a revolving account. But anything beyond that $10,000 is going to be like a charge card. So you have to be very careful with that. All right. But your easiest American Express cards, going back to what I'm saying, is your American Express Blue cards. The reason is because they charge 0% for 12 months on purchases. Now, talking about real estate, a lot of these companies, they want checks, right? So what you can do, and I'll tell you another American Express card in a minute. The specific ones, I'm talking about the American Express Blue Cash and the American Express Blue, it just both of the American Express Blues, okay? Because it's 12 months, all right? But now, here's the thing about it that I wanted to tell you is that if you have been with American Express for a year and you already have a business credit card, you may want to see if you can get the American Express line of credit, okay? That American Express line of credit, because that's a no hard pull on your credit file. Now, what I was going to tell you about the American Express cards, since a lot of companies, they want you to send over a check or verify funds and stuff like that, what I would do, I would set up with the company Plastic, Plastiq, okay? Hook up my American Express and then let them send out a check to the investment companies. So that way you're not getting charged as a cash advance. It's an actual transactional purchase. And so you're still getting that 0%. All right. Now, another easy American Express card is the American Express Gold Delta card. All right. That's another revolving account card that I like, that I think the annual fee on that is maybe like $95 or something like that. But at the same time, those would probably be the easiest American Express card. So if this video, you find any value in it, leave me a comment. Let me know what do you think about this? Are you serious about getting into real estate? Do you look forward to getting into real estate? Let me know what you're planning on doing. See you in the next video.